Hey everyone, and welcomes to the channel. Gospel music icon Tina Campbell is stepping into a deeply personal season of reflection, healing, and unwavering faith following the news that her husband of over 25 years, Glendon "Teddy" Campbell, has officially filed for divorce. The development marks a significant turning point in one of gospel music's most well-known marriages, closing a long and complex chapter that has been watched closely by fans for decades. Tina Campbell, best known as one half of the award-winning gospel duo Mary Mary, broke her silence in a calm and spiritually grounded message shared on social media. Rather than issuing a lengthy public statement or engaging in speculation, the 1-year-old singer chose to communicate through simplicity and faith-filled reassurance. She posted a graphic that carried a powerful message about continuing her journey toward destiny and purpose. In her caption, she emphasized that despite the life-changing news surrounding her marriage, her inner state remains steady. She expressed that things are well with her soul, signaling that her foundation in faith remains unshaken even in the midst of emotional transition. For fans who have followed Tina Campbell's career and personal life, the message reflected a familiar theme: resilience through faith. Throughout her public journey, she has often spoken openly about forgiveness, restoration, and trusting God through hardship. This latest moment appears to be no different, as she once again turns inward and upward in search of peace and direction. The emotional announcement follows legal action taken by Teddy Campbell, who filed for divorce in the Los Angeles County Superior Court on the 13th of April 2026. According to court documents, the filing cites irreconcilable differences as the reason for the separation. One of the most significant details revealed in the filing is that the couple had already been living separately since June 2024, nearly a year before the formal legal process was initiated. This indicates that the decision to dissolve the marriage was not sudden but rather the result of a long period of separation and transition behind the scenes. The filing officially brings to a close a marriage that began in August 2000, marking over 2 decades of life shared between the gospel singer and the accomplished drummer and musician. Tina and Teddy Campbell's relationship has long been both inspirational and tested. As a couple deeply rooted in ministry and music, they built a public image centered on faith, family, and restoration. However, their marriage also endured very public challenges, including a widely discussed infidelity scandal more than a decade ago. At that time, the couple openly shared their struggle and subsequent journey toward reconciliation. Their story became one of redemption for many fans, as they chose to remain together and rebuild trust through faith, counseling, and commitment. For years following that difficult chapter, Tina often spoke about forgiveness and the strength required to heal a broken marriage. Their reconciliation was seen by many as a testament to perseverance and spiritual conviction. However, despite those efforts and years of rebuilding, the latest divorce filing suggests that the couple has now reached a final and irreversible crossroads. What stands out most in Tina Campbell's response is not controversy, anger, or public conflict, but peace. Her message reflects a consistent pattern in her life, turning to faith during moments of uncertainty. By choosing to focus on her spiritual journey rather than the details of the separation, Tina appears to be prioritizing emotional healing and personal stability. Her reference to continuing toward her destiny suggests a forward-looking mindset, one rooted in purpose rather than pain. For many of her supporters, this response is both familiar and inspiring. Over the years, Tina has built a reputation not only as a powerful vocalist but also as a woman of deep conviction who is unafraid to share her struggles while still pointing toward hope. A marriage spanning more than 2 decades naturally carries a deep history, shared growth, family experiences, career milestones, and spiritual development. The end of such a long union is never simple, even when it comes after a period of separation. While legal proceedings now move forward, both Tina and Teddy Campbell are stepping into new personal chapters. For Tina, that chapter appears to be anchored in faith, reflection, and rediscovery of purpose. For Teddy, the filing marks the formal closure of a relationship that has been both celebrated and tested over the years. As this story comes to a close, it leaves behind more than just headlines. It leaves behind a reflection of life, love, and the reality of change. After more than 25 years together, Tina Campbell and Teddy Campbell now find themselves standing on separate paths, each entering a new and unfamiliar season. But even in moments like this, life continues to move forward. Seasons change. Relationships evolve and people grow in directions they may not have expected. And through it all, Tina Campbell's response has remained grounded in something deeper than circumstance, her faith. She has not chosen to respond with bitterness or public conflict. Instead, she has chosen peace. She has chosen to believe that even when one chapter ends, another one begins with new purpose, new strength, and new understanding. And maybe that is the real message in this moment, not just the end of a marriage, but the reminder that life can still hold meaning, even in transitions that feel painful or uncertain. As fans and observers, we are left to reflect, to respect their journey, and to recognize that behind every public story, there are private emotions that only time can truly heal. For Tina Campbell, this may be the end of one of the longest chapters of her personal story, but it is also the beginning of a new one. A chapter that may bring healing, rediscovery, and a deeper understanding of who she is beyond everything she has been through. As viewers, all we can do is reflect, respect the journey, and recognize that behind every public story is a private human experience that takes time to heal. So as we close this video, the question is not just about what ended, but about what comes next. Because in life, every ending is also a beginning.